Tripping by my shades. I gotta go around this guy, man. This thing burns gas. Should have brought my charger. You know what? I was thinking about this day, bro. It's a nice day today. I don't know. I think this whole situation, there's always been a scare about the music industries, like every few years. Heck, what's going on? There we go. You know, a lot of what's going on, you're calling that stuff, you know, all the AI stuff and everything. They ain't nothing but chat bots, bro. It's bots, man. They already, man, look, before all this AI stuff, they already had stuff where you could go on a website. If you made beats or whatever, you dealt with a lot of websites and, you know, whatever. Or you bought sample packs and stuff like that. There was always like a chat bot. You know, you could sit there and talk to this person, and it was programmed to respond like a human, you know, and it would prompt you to do this or to do that or go over here, you know, or you could, like, even customer service, it was ran by chatbots. Now this is considered AI. Now that AI is the new buzzword. It's kind of like the word salad. Like now everybody's saying, oh, it's just word salad. I hate buzzwords. That's like for a while there was a bipolar movement. Everybody was claiming being bipolar, you know. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, why do we have such an aversion to reality? That's my question. You know, and personal responsibility. You know, everything is everyone else's fault. You know, and I had a decent upbringing, but I've been through some things. And the one thing I don't like to say I pride myself, because I don't like pride. One thing I like to think is, you know, I pretty much take responsibility for everything I did. All the decisions I made. Nobody made me make any decisions. I chose to live the life that I choose to live. And then when I got tired of that life, I chose to leave that life. You know, I was robbing people, selling drugs, and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, using drugs, doing everything. When I decided to leave, I just left. I didn't make an excuse. When I needed help, I sought help. I got help, and I continued to progress. Like, I don't get it, man. And this isn't a right winger thing or left winger thing. This is an American thing, because we got lazy, irresponsible, unmotivated, just what to fill in the blank. We got them on both sides. We got them on both sides. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't want to hear finger pointing. We got it on both sides. It's just both sides justify their behavior with the rhetoric that is floating around on this whatever side they decide to vote for, or that mama and them, or Uncle Buck and them. They've been voting for it. Like people don't think for themselves, man. There's a song by the Neptunes called Mr. Me Too. America is becoming a bunch of Mr. Me Too's. We want to wear what somebody else wears. We want to think the way it's hive mind. It's sheep think. I can't, and it scares me, and it's frustrating, because if you are a free thinker, you get ostracized. And a lot of stuff popped off like that, man. Like, that's how Hitler, you know what I mean? That's what Hitler did. Hitler, the moment he found out that there were people with opposing views to the Third Reich, he offed them. That was the first people he got rid of. He got rid of the free thinkers. He got rid of the intellectuals and the artists and the people that would challenge society. He got rid of them. You think America's different? You think we're any different? It's happening now. It's happening now. And I can say this, man, I've always been an outcast. I've always been a free thinker. I was the nerd before it became cool to be a nerd. I wore black fingernail polish before it became cool to wear black fingernail polish. My friends had nose rings and tongue rings and all of that stuff, pierced septums and all of that stuff. I was in the punk movement. I was a punk kid. I walked around with black fingernail polish, black clothes, black Doc Martens, and a green mohawk, and an earring in my nose. Like, I was that kid. So I'm used to being the outcast. But there became a point where it's always been kind of iffy, but there's always been a kind of underground culture of free thinkers. Now you're just not, it's just not there, and anybody, it's you get stamped out. If you question anything, if you question the BLM movement, I don't believe in BLM. Shocker, I don't believe in it. I believe that Black Lives Matter. All lives matter, and Black Lives Matter. I'm black. My wife is black. My kids are black. I wouldn't want it any other way. My life matters. My kids' lives matter. My wife, like Black Lives Matter. I don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't believe what George Soros is trying to do, because that's who's really behind it. So I can't really rock with it. I can't. And if you don't and the thing is, I can say that and people will write me off, instead of actually doing their research and saying, you know what? I respect this dude, and I respect myself enough to at least question him or do some research before I write him off. But in spite of the fact that there's a lot of things that I agree on in terms of, conservative side, conservatism tends to come with a tinge of racism. So I'm skittish. Once you start, the extreme side of that is racism. It's Klan. It's, so I'm not, it's that whole, white nationalist movement. That's, you almost had me until you went there. I don't, and I'll jump out the window. A lot of black folks are conservative. We just don't vote conservative because we don't trust them, because they're steeped in racism. You know what I mean? So, a lot of black people are kind of politically in limbo, Not saying all, but a lot, me in particular, a lot of me and my wife, a lot of us are in limbo because we do believe in conservatism, But that side tends to come with racism. And we you know, and like for me, I do, but I am very liberal with a lot of things. Like I think there should be social programs for people. You know what I mean? Like I literally watched mentally ill people go from living in hospitals and being taken care of in hospitals to being locked up. The reason why I say that is because I was locked up in and out of jail when he did the budget cuts, and I was start when I started going to jail, when I started my in and out of jail phase, there were no mentally ill kids. There were no mentally ill people in the jails. None. Then Reagan got elected, and then he passed like these budget cuts and all of that, but he cut the budget to a lot of mental health facilities, and he also cut the budget to a lot of veterans aid. And that's when that's when I started seeing people with mental illness going to jail. And then I started seeing in jails, I saw what's called special needs units pop up. And what special needs units were, they were for people with special needs. In other words, mentally ill. Now, you walk around on the street, and a lot of those people that are homeless, because trust me, I was homeless, a lot of those people are mentally ill. They're mentally ill people. So as much praise as Reagan gets, tell that to the families, of these people, you know. So I say all that to say I do believe that I'm liberal on like mental health facility. I'm liberal on that. Social sciences, I'm liberal on that. Like my wife, she specializes in connecting victims of domestic violence and their children with services that cater to that. There's nothing like that. My wife is going to be on the committee to roll it out nationwide. My wife it's in the incubation stage right now in Georgia, but it's going to go worldwide. And the reason why it's going to go worldwide, I mean, because it's a real issue. I do believe in that. I believe in, in being liberal and stuff like that. But in terms of jail and prison and rehabilitation, I'm kind of like a tough on crime kind of guy. And I used to commit crimes, which is part of the reason why I'm tough on crime. I've been through the system multiple times. So, you know, there's, I think locking people up isn't the answer, but I think throwing away the key a whole lot of times is the answer. Now the death penalty, I mean that's up to the state. But some of these people need to be locked up and thrown away. It's some of these people, I mean, I know this is YouTube and everything. Some of these people need to be chemically castrated. They need to legalize that. You know what I mean? Some of these people are just predators. Some of them are addicts, granted. And, an addict ain't gonna go do crazy stuff. He's just gonna steal for his habit. But, I am tough on crime, just from what I seen, so I don't know. I'm gonna go inside. I gotta put a battery in my daughter's laptop because we gotta take her to college tomorrow, which is cool, so I'm going to report you. Nathan, what's going on? I can't play drums. I'm in my truck. Yeah. Yeah. He knows. He said all cap. Yeah, right. Need what? Said, what's my take on the Old Testament? What's fascinating? What is fascinating? What? What does it say? Trying to learn what? What are you trying to learn? What are you trying to learn? Yeah, what? Yeah. You're weird, bro. Tony Willis. Ah, Tony. All right, well, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't care, man. I don't care, man. I should be reading them. Some of them be funny. You know, some of them be funny. You know, it's all part of, it's part of, dude, if you think differently, people are going to clown you. That's just how it is. If you think differently, people are going to clown you. They're going to make fun of you. They're going to troll you. It's what it is, man. You know, it's a sad place to be. You know, and a lot of times people trolling, come on, bro. Come on, man. If I saw you face to face, you just wouldn't. You wouldn't. You'd be nice to me. You'd be nice to me. You know, you'd be very nice to me if you saw me in person. You'd be nice to me. You'd be like, oh, he's a nice guy. You wouldn't say anything because you'd probably be afraid to get smacked in your face. You know, you say that to the average person, to their face, they're going to smack you in the face. You know, I'm from the old school. I don't. I'm a Generation Xer. I don't. And plus I'm an old man. When you get old, you just don't care. You really don't. I realize that. I'm almost 60. You really don't care. You're just kind of like, whatever. It is what it is. You know. Oh, I feel bad. That lady's got like a crippled dog or whatever. I was like, why is it walking like that? Because it's got like a lame leg. Oh, buddy, I feel bad. Oh, if I go in the house, I don't know why. Yeah, listen to this. The last fight I had, it depends. The last spar I had 2 weeks ago. The last physical fight where I was really in a fight, it's been years, man. I stopped fighting. The last fight I had, it might have been, well, that doesn't count. I had to slam the guy. A dude who I knew him and his daughter pretty well. He was kind of going in on his daughter, and I had to pick him up and slam him. That was like maybe 4 years ago, but sparring, I spar regularly. The bigger question is, when's the last time you even did anything besides put down your phone? I don't own a gun or anything either. So, not a tough guy, but okay, buddy. Sure you will. Sure you will. You'll ball me up. You can't even spell ball. Can you teach me how to spell? I'll teach you, because you can't. Spell ball. Spell ball. If you're a troll, you gotta learn how to spell, bro. You gotta. You gotta learn how to spell, buddy. Oh, would you Google it? You would ball. You press a little microphone and said ball. That's how you did it. You Googled it. If you're gonna troll, you gotta learn how to spell, man. I got all day, bro. I love trolling. I love it. I love it. Because if I don't want to hear you no more, I can mute you.